There's no amount of dinners that you will ever buy for me that will get my panties off. So you really need to figure out what it is that you think you have to offer.
We are going to be taking a look at why money is so important to females today. Outside of just bills being paid and the usual, why is it such a factor in relationship and marriages, and how does it ruin it? And how is it ruining the dating market?
A lot of women will say this. I want to have, they'll say, I absolutely expect that I'm going to have a career, but I also don't want to be the sole provider for the family. And if they're really honest, a lot of women will say, I would like my husband to earn more than me. At the same time, more women are getting college degrees. More women are getting graduate degrees. More women are getting ahead of men in those areas. And so women will also say, and I want someone who's as educated as I am. But there aren't as many men, just number-wise. So if there are more women who are educated, meaning college, graduate school, than men, but those women want men who have those degrees, there's low inventory of men who have that. And so there's sort of a problem with that. And so what I really want to encourage people to do is when they're dating, and this is not about lowering your standards, it's about saying to women, there are lots of kinds of intelligence. So yes, you want to be with someone who is equally intelligent, but that doesn't mean that they have the same degrees that you have.
I'm going to be showing you what an educated female looks like and why they have this strong belief that they are outpacing men in every single aspect.
Do you think Black women with degrees and professional careers are expected to settle more than their non-Black counterparts?
I think it's harder for Black women because a lot of Black women want to marry a Black man. And then you have to deal with the fact that we're outpacing them as far as education. You add in the factor of how many Black men want to date outside their race. You add in the factor of how many Black men are simply incarcerated.
The children play a factor too, the ones that have children.
Yeah, and then you can't even add in the superficial factors of like wanting somebody who's handsome and over 6 feet.
Right.
It's like, well, if that's what you want, the expectation is you're gonna have to give somewhere. But I think that's what's hard dating as a Black woman is finding your equal in a Black man in all areas.
Quick reminder to subscribe, support the channel to 50K, and let's get straight back to it. Only do they feel that they are settling in all areas, but they also like to leech on with traditional values. Meanwhile, they expect the man to always remain traditional, but the female doesn't have to.
I'm going to be seriously dating. I want them to know that it matters. I'm not going to scare you off and be like, okay, how much money do you bring to the table? And like, are you always paying for my food type stuff? No, I wanted them to know it matters to me. And I'm willing to have this discussion whenever they feel comfortable. I don't believe in this 50-50 dynamic. I think we need to bring in 50-50 energy. But like, when it comes to money, it's different. Because I was taught growing up that I needed a man to mantenerme, to take care of me.
There's many factors to it as well, not just settling and traditional values, but also how a lot of females like to use men for their money to gain some type of asset or gain more leverage, or just be able to save more money to invest in their own business. So essentially, it's just all for their own agenda.
I would actually tell guys like to rein it in, because we like all of the projections and the statistics point towards women doing better in terms of assets. And so if we're doing better, why would you break your back to date in the same way that you would have when chivalry mattered and we couldn't pay for things? And that's why a lot of guys, I'm still saying date, show romance, offer to pay first, but tone down the levels, because we will all have properties and you man won't. Because while we're getting taken out over and over again and spent loads of money on, like I can admit, I managed to save, because whether that's like a certain level of privilege, if I go out, I don't have to spend a lot, or like if I'm with a partner, I'm not spending. So what am I doing with my money? I'm stacking and I'm buying properties.
How financially taken care of do you expect to be when you're in a relationship with a guy? Or can he just make any level of money and it's okay?
I mean, he just needs to be able to take care of me 100%. Like, my money's my money, your money's our money, I feel like.
Okay, wait. My money's my money, your money's our money. So, like, you get into a relationship with a guy, does he need to be paying what? Like your rent, your car? Like, how, like, where do you...
Yeah, like, if we're even not living together, like, yeah, you need to pay the rent. Or if I need something, you should make more money than me, is what my prerogative is. It's like, you have to make more money than me, to the point where you're not worrying about my money. It's like, if I make a certain amount, you're making so much money that you can handle all of my bills, and you're not expecting me to contribute financially.
Now, when you have all of these different aspects to why money is important to females for different reasons, you understand it's more just a personal outlook, not rather an essential thing that's actually going to push the marriage and make it healthy. As they've mentioned, none of it. And we're going to listen to more of why they believe money is important.
Okay, nobody asked me, but I'll be the one to step forward and say it. I'm only interested in dating high-profile men. People act like it's so taboo to want a man with money or want a successful man, or they try to shame you about it, but I have no shame, okay? I'll tell you that much. And it's for many reasons. First reason being, men are janky whether they have $500,000 in the bank account or $5,000 in the bank account or $5 in the bank account. So I feel like it would be doing myself a disservice to put myself whatever jankiness this man is going to have me endure. And on top of that, he's bummy. Also, I just feel like it's a respect thing. For me personally, I grew up in a more traditional household where my mom and dad were together and the man was just more of the provider. And I feel like I have more respect for men who have a good career or are successful or know how to handle their money or how to acquire money at this grown age.
If he's manager, yes or no?
And if he's on 40K?
Yes.
No. It's not even a job title thing for me. It's genuinely what you earn. Like, financial freedom of their financial independence is a big thing for me. Like, I grew up poor. It's not cute. Like, I don't find it like, oh, we'll struggle through this, babe. I'm 35 and single. If I was going to struggle through it, I would have done it. No. And if he's on 40K?
Yes.
No.
It's hard for the bros out here, man. Simple man just is there.
But what if he manages the 40K well?
I want a big life, and it involves money.
And you can provide one.
And exactly. So I'm not asking for anybody to not do anything I don't do for myself, right?
So is it hard for the man that are making an honest living?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I feel like the question.
It's not. There's so many women who will date them.
Exactly. It's not hard.
So your boyfriend is, of course, a millionaire. He's literally one of our greatest friends. He's one of my brothers. Now, this is crazy because if he wasn't making all that money, would you actually still be with him?
Fuck no.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
Well, because I think if he wasn't making money and if he was broke, right? The qualities, the characteristics, the behaviors, the mindsets, and the habits of a man who is broke are very different compared to a man that's making money. Now, I'm not saying that money makes the man, but I am saying that the trials and the tribulations that man had to endure to acquire a lot of money is what makes him, right? So if his mind's not in the right place, his money's also not going to be in the right place. Now, a lot of people would probably not agree with me, like, oh my God, she's a gold digger then, right? Like, she just is with this guy because he makes a lot of money. No, if you were to ask me, okay, but would you still be with your man if he ended up losing it all? Then the answer would be yes. Because if he had acquired it once before, he's already gone through the lessons.
He can do it again.
He can do it again. And if he's
certain like price per month or per year.
Yeah, there is.
What price is that, first off?
I wouldn't date a man that makes less than $100,000 a month.
Damn. Well, I guess. Damn. So talk to us on that. Talk to us about that.
So the reason why I wouldn't date a man that makes less than $100K a month is because as a remote closer, I bring in $50,000 a month net, right? So if my man is not making double what I'm making, at least double what I'm making, I just wouldn't have respect for him. Because I don't care to be the breadwinner in my relationship. I need a man that's gonna lead me. And if I'm making more money than you, that means I'm more disciplined than you. That means I'm more motivated than you. That means I have more systems in place that allow me to make that money. So you have to be doing double what I'm doing for me to even respect you.
So ladies, I'm sitting in my car and I done came up with an idea. You know how you go get your hair done, but before you get your hair done, you have to put down a deposit. Before you get your lashes done, you have to put down a deposit. Before you get your nails done, you have to put down a deposit, right? And if you don't show up, you do not get that deposit back. So I done came up with an idea. We should start charging these men deposit to date us. Like, we should start charging them a fee to date us. Like a 30-day trial. You pay like $1,000 to date us. So, and if they don't do right by us within them 30 days, we keep the money. I'm just saying, like, I think we should start charging men to date us. I'm talking about single women. I think we should start charging them. I think we should start charging men to date us. So, you know, we would get something out of the deal. Like, because if you
and what it is that you think I value, because it's never going to happen without real investment. And that's not what you do. And I get that that's satisfactory for some others, but it's not enough for me. And that was the last time we had brunch. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's why I was like, I've been here. So you can tell me I'm great all you want, but you're not pursuing me, and I know why. Because I require too much. And that's all right. I'm okay with that.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean what do you require?
I require discipline and intention. And I require a level of like investment in terms of time.
All of these females have something in common, and is that they are looking for a finished product when it comes to a man. They are looking for a man that has his money, has his career, and already has himself established. Now, there's nothing particularly wrong with wanting a man who understands himself and understands where he wants to be, but that's not what they're really talking about. They're mostly concerned with how much he makes and how much is he going to make. That's what a lot of females prioritize when it comes to marriages and relationships and commitment, which is why I'm not surprised that 80% are initiating divorce, because they never actually look at what is going to help this marriage last rather than how much he makes. They're too concerned and too worried about having to build and struggling because they essentially never grew up rich. So they actually put money above everything because that's what's important to them. But here it is, as a female who is career-driven, independent and masculine, you offer nothing to a man who is looking for a wife, as you don't even have the core characteristics that he is looking for, like femininity. Because at the end of the day, females have reduced men into nothing but a wallet and don't even look at them as a human anymore.